Hey guys, welcome back to Intellectual Depth. I'm Layla.
And I'm Fauzia, and this is about finding your ID.
Hey guys, we are back and we're
Welcome back,
excited.
guys.
Happy New Year!
Yeah, Happy New Year.
I hope you guys are having an amazing year and are excited about this year as we are.
Yeah,
I'm so
taking care of
excited.
your health.
And taking care of your mental health. So, this is the part 2 of Rupture and Repair. And we are going to dissect.
Yeah, we believe we just need
to, break down what it actually means and how to know that, okay?
When can you repair it? Is this something it can be repaired? Or
Yeah.
do you just move on and say, I'm done? Let's just
Exactly.
pack our things and go on.
So, from the last episode, we did say a few things about rupture and repair, but for this one, we're getting more in deep. We're getting intellectually deep with this one.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk more about what it actually means to understand when repair is actually going to be fitting to the situation.
True.
So how do we navigate and accept that repair is possible? Repair is going to change things.
I think when it comes to repair, you have to know what is the source of the rupture, because every action has a reaction.
Yeah.
This rupture, it has to be, when it comes to relationship, it has to do with piles of the person trust is broken, betrayal, so much manipulation. So it's all piles up. It might not, when the time it ruptures, it's when everything explodes. So you sit and what are you repairing? Are you repairing that broken trust?
Do you want those lies back?
Do you want those lies back? Because relationship, it takes two to tango. It's not only you that you want it to be repaired. The other party also has to be willing.
Yeah.
Is this something you're willing to sit down and say, okay, we're matured adults. Let's look into this. What is the way forward?
Yeah.
How do we have a healthy relationship?
True.
How do we know when is the right time to start this process? Because it takes process.
Yeah.
When it comes to repairing, processes of the ability to say sorry, the person that did that, action, the person that did the trust,
and for you to accept the apology.
Can they say sorry? Sorry, I was lying all this while. Sorry.
Do they mean it?
For my action, genuinely sorry, they really hurt your feelings. The ability to forgive. Can you forgive them for saying sorry? Can you forgive them and just say, okay, it's in the past, I forgive. In order for us to have a better future, let me make peace with my past and let's start afresh. Can you do that? The ability to teach them what you intentionally mean. Because I believe everyone has their love language.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I want. This is, maybe it's act of service, maybe it's quality time, maybe, areas of concern. How do we sit and discuss? How do we teach them what you want? Yeah. They're saying sorry, they're back. What is the way forward? Teach them what you want. What is the process? Can it be fixed? Is it something we can? And them can the ability to learn. Let me learn from my mistake. Let me learn from what you taught me. This is the way to move forward. And sometimes when it comes to repair, I'll give an example of an old cloth. So imagine an old cloth. It's like an old cloth and you decide to take a needle trying to sew the damages that has happened to that old cloth. While you're trying to sew that damages, no matter how much care and careful you want to sew it, the moment you pull that thread with the needle, you damage the whole cloth.
You make more damages.
You make more damages because sometimes some repair is beyond you. It's time for you to pack your things and just make peace with whatever it is and just try to save yourself.
So some ruptures are definitely going to be like that, while others could still be repaired when there is consenting parties. For me, rupture, it's unintended explosion due to severe pressure. That's a catalyst for change.
Oh, wow.
So there's no rupture that happens intentionally. No rupture happens willingly by both. It just happens because there's a lot of pressure from both sides, a lot of pressure from pain, a lot of pressure of regret. So then it just ruptures. And repair is just choosing to correct behavior.
Change.
But I feel sometimes there's collateral to ruptures. If a relationship ruptures, it splatters on other individuals.
It affects certain people.
Maybe the family, maybe the kids, maybe the in-laws, it could be anyone. But I feel with that, you just have to maintain maturity and just learn to move on and make people understand you're choosing you for you right now during this difficult time. That's what I believe. Like with rupture, there's definitely collaterals that they have to keep in mind with any rupture that happens, and you have to choose to just go on.
It comes with affecting other people,
Yeah,
like children, and the saddest thing is no matter how you try to keep it safe, or no matter how you try to say, okay, let me just try to repair it for the sake of the children, no matter how you try to repair it for the sake of the children, you're damaging yourself from within.
more.
You're affecting yourself from within. How long could you take? Is it going to lead to the fact that you just wake up one day, you having a heart attack? Are you going to live long to even see your kids? Because no matter how much you try to be, it affects you.
Yeah.
So you just have to sit and talk as adults. This damages that has been so much done. How do we move from here? How do we sit down and talk about it? How do we analyze? What is the way forward for us to have a healthy relationship?
Yeah.
And just co-parent. Because some people are always going to talk. And the fear is not only children. People are afraid that society is going to say something.
They would always say something.
No matter what happens, they always say something. When everything, you know what you're going through. You know the damages you're going through. For the sake of yourself and your kids, you need to learn to save yourself.
Definitely. And one thing also about rupture, I'm not saying that, it can't be repaired, but I don't think it would ever be normal because there's damage within that relationship. Even with changed behavior, there's something that, because rupture is not just like, I'm hurt, you said these few words. It's like I said, unintentional explosion.
Just occurred.
Yeah. And it's not something that, it's something you have to work on. There's going to be scar tissues because the rupture already happened where you never expected it to happen. So just keep in mind, you really need yourself at this time, and you need to listen to your heart.
Self-acceptance.
And you have to be aware that it's not really anyone's fault. It's just a sign for you to move on. Like I said, it's a catalyst for change.
It's a sign God is telling you, move on. The last piece.
At times, anger can be a blessing because it would lead you to create the change your life needs.
So that's interesting.
So let it be, and let it go and move on. There's gonna be collateral, but life goes on.
True. And sometimes I saw this somewhere from this quote, like sometimes some people aren't ready for what you have to offer. They're not ready to see, like, some people can never change. You're thinking, okay, they're gonna change because the rupture happens. They're not. They're just waiting for you to settle down, to be accepting, to have that patience, to have that courage, to accept whatever they're gonna give you, that bullshit they're gonna give you. You just need to talk to yourself and just, just be the bigger person. Let me just say, this is enough, and it's time for me to do what's right.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to rupture and repair, there is no amount of thing you could tell someone to tell them,
Sometimes they would not understand your language, so you have to speak theirs.
The action and the reaction.
Yeah, you have to create an action to move forward in life. It's not like, okay, it ruptures, everything's gonna be bad. It ruptures, it's the best thing that happened to me. I need to move on because I see it in a clearer picture. It ruptures and everyone showed their true colors. So rupture is a blessing in a sense. And at the same time, yes, like I mentioned, the collateral is going to be there, but you needed it to happen for you to move on, to see life in the light you needed to see. That's basically
interesting. Yeah, it's like a sign. And sometimes the rupture cannot even be from the person you're with. It could be from their family.
Yeah, or
someone
friends.
Close, a friend, but you've been seeing signs. God is showing you signs. You're like, oh no, I'm just imagining stuff, or maybe let me give them benefit of doubt. For how long? Life is too short. You need to protect your inner peace.
Yeah.
You need to protect yourself as a whole, and you need to protect your kids.
True.
Because what you're allowing, they're gonna think it's okay for their next relationship to allow. Okay for them to allow, but you're hurting yourself in the process.
Yeah. True.
So it's just something we need to all sit down and talk to ourselves. Check yourself. Check your friendship. Check the relationship you're in. Is it about to rupture? Are you seeing? It's like a pressure cooker. It makes all these signs. It makes all these noise. It shakes. it vibrates.
There's always a catalyst within
before
it.
it reacts.
Yeah.
Do not wait for that rupture to happen, because sometimes the repair is
the
beyond, the damages is beyond, and it could cause internal bleeding, internal, damages.
Yeah.
So please protect yourself and protect the people around you, and especially if kids are involved.
Yeah, I think that's one of the worst, like, because they wouldn't understand, and there's a lot of emotions, and then there's lack of discipline within it also, because it's not their fault. It's not the parents' fault either, but they would definitely suffer the blow up of the whole thing that happened, because they have no idea what's going on. And the worst part for kids is if parents choose to involve them within the rupture, or choose to say, okay, who do you think is right? Pick a side. That's so unfair.
It's not fair on the kids.
And it's not even fair for you to think that in the first place, to bring them in. That's what I believe.
Yeah, honestly, what you're saying is totally right. It's not fair. They don't deserve it.
Yeah.
It's not. They don't even know how to handle it. What you've handled is beyond them. No, they might even try to think you're being selfish for trying to leave, or you're being, why are they being selfish? What about me? But you have to sit down. You're doing it for their own sake.
Yeah.
They don't know what you're going through. They don't know what you've been through in the past for them to even be where they are today. And especially when they are older kids, I mean, it's easy for you to leave. I'm not promoting everyone to leave. Sometimes the repair can happen, but you need to sit and, like I said, and see, is it even worth it?
Yeah. With the situation, you don't want to create second-hand ruptures. I mean, ruptures that are not necessary, like with people that have no involvement with your situation. Don't create second-hand ruptures. I feel you're definitely going to regret it in the long run, because you know how some people, they have this bad fallout with this person, and then, like I mentioned, they hate everyone else that's around that person. You don't want to do that, like, in support of the relationship. It doesn't make any sense. So be intentional and repair your rupture. Don't go around rupturing others and other relationships. It's so unfair. So think in that way, that I'm gonna discipline myself to just address the situation and address that rupture.
I just thought of something, and sometimes the rupture could be from you.
Yeah.
You're the one doing the rupture to the other person.
Yeah.
How would you handle them saying, I'm done, I'm leaving?
Yeah. You could be the catalyst for the change. Yeah.
If you know you're doing something to hurt someone, or you're thinking, I'm the one in control, and I know you're not gonna leave me because we have kids together, it's not fair. It's not fair on you and your kids. Protect your family. They're all you have.
Yeah.
So please don't be selfish. We sometimes people tend to be selfish. I know they can't handle this. Please. And sometimes a rupture is not even between you and your husband. It could be within the children.
Yeah.
You keep creating ruptures and ruptures, and you expect to have healthy relationship in the future.
When you said ruptures and ruptures, rupture could happen more than once.
It can.
Yeah, it could happen like, okay, there's a rupture and then there's a repair, or there's a rupture and a rupture. Sometimes the wound is so deep, like you mentioned, it's beyond repair. The rupture is like, nah. If you even try to repair it, it could be worse.
Yeah, like with your kids, they might get to a point that they can't even talk to you.
Yeah.
They see you, they're silent because you've hurt them and hurt them.
Yeah.
And the process is so painful that all they can do is silent, and they can't leave.
Yeah.
You're their parent. You're the family.
Yeah, you have authority, and you think that you could exercise that forever. It doesn't work like that.
You're unstoppable. Be careful, and God is watching you. God is watching you, how you handle those kids.
Yeah.
Because you are meant to protect them. You're meant to guide them, not abuse them.
Yeah, definitely. Make your own decisions and be mindful of those people. Don't go around like, I have authority, I have power, or you are the CEO of a company. You could hurt all the employees.
True. And some people, they believe they're the catalysts, that they've achieved something. I'm the one that triggered that. What are you proud of?
Yeah.
That's toxic mindset.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, please analyze yourself and talk to yourself and pray.
Yeah.
Because God needs a whole...
It needs prayer.
Yeah, definitely.
Repair, there has to be negotiations. There has to be non-negotiables and negotiables.
Setting boundaries.
Yeah, there has to be definitely boundaries for it like not to happen again. Just make sure that you have boundaries set, you have negotiables, non-negotiables, and you know what you're getting yourself into before any rupture would happen anytime soon.
I think you said it all. You said it.
Yeah.
That's like a perfect way just to summarize this. I think, yeah. So what's your personal note?
My personal note is it's not fair because there's a rupture in a relationship. You have to rupture all the other relationship that it entails. For example, like you have a rupture with a family member. You feel like, okay, every other family member else has to be put into this. If you have a rupture with a certain person in a relationship, just deal with that person heads on. Don't let it affect the collaterals.
Oh, yeah.
Don't pull people into your rupture. Everyone's relationship has to rupture.
I'm hurt. You all have to be hurt.
Yeah, I have a ruptured relation. For example, I have a ruptured relationship with person A, B, C, D, E. All has to be. Yeah, so just be mindful with that and be disciplined in the sense that ruptures are necessary and they lead you in a direction that you need to be in and create change for your life. It's a catalyst for change. Choose to move on, choose to change, and choose to do better.
Oh, that's amazing. That's an amazing personal note.
Yeah, what's yours?
I think mine is just be honest. Beyond those betrayal, beyond those hurt, you need to be in tune with yourself.
Yeah.
You need to accept it has happened. How do I know you're going through pain, you're grieving, but sit down and talk to yourself and pray. God, guide me. What should I do? And if it's beyond, ask for help. Ask for people like, is this the right thing? Or like, what am I doing? Because sometimes it's beyond. Have patience with the fact that it's time for you to move on.
The relationship is over.
It's over. And have the courage to say, okay, I've accepted you've created the rupture. I've accepted this has happened. It's a blessing, but the courage for me to be a better person, in order to protect myself and protect my kids, and just wait for goodness.
Yeah.
And everything, not every blessing comes with a test, and that's your test. And just try to protect your inner peace, your inner well-being, and be patient.
Yeah.
Goodness will come to you.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys.
Thank you guys. Take
care.
care.
And please don't forget to subscribe and like these podcast episodes. And always keep sharing. Thank you.